In this session, we explore a fundamental concept key to building first-person shooter games: raycasting. Alright, let's have a lesson on raycasting and what that's all about. It's really hard to explain what raycasting is unless we have a visualization of it. But let's start with where we're encountering raycasting. So if you go into, let's take a look at the weapons. If you look at the weapons, there is a script associated with the weapons called weapon, coincidentally enough. And if you go in here, there is a bunch of crazy code, which we'll analyze a little bit later, but one which is very important for us to look at now is there's a hook in here. When you push the mouse down, it performs this function called process raycast, and this weird stuff happens. Process raycast is executed, and this does this calculation between some object in space and a line which is drawn from the character out into the world. And it's hard to visualize that. It's hard to understand that, what that means, unless you are able to visualize it. So let's try to visualize that. And what I'm going to do to visualize that is I'm going to cheat a little bit. I will run this guy. You'll see this is the player, but I'm going to put him over here to the right. Alright. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another camera here so that we can see what's going on from the outside. Call this camera 2. And then from camera 2, change perspective to camera 2. Then I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to turn this to the side. This focus, turn this to the side. Move this over so it's sort of in the center of my screen. So we have a view from the outside. So on the right hand side here, you can see what's happening outside in space with the player interacting in the world, the game world. And now I have a little bit of code here that if you uncomment will render the raycast line. Let's see what that's all about. Render the raycast line. Get this a little refresh. Bam! Now you see this line? This red line? What's that all about? Sure. See if I can give you a different perspective. Great. There's a line that's popping out of there, and that is the raycast line. It's an imaginary line. Well, maybe not imaginary, but line that extends out from the player out into the world, and if there's an object with a collider that falls into the path of this raycast line, and your left mouse button is clicked, the gaming system will indicate to you that that object is inside of your raycast line, and you can consider that object being hit. How does this figure out how it's doing it? Well, it's all inside of here. That's what this logic is right here. And you can see that the line is actually, it has a start and end. The start is over here near the target, and it ends all the way out there. You could shrink that line. So that distance. So if you have to go to camera, and it's all determined by the frustum of the camera. So the frustum is this space inside of this white, almost trapezoidal shaped thing here. And this is the space that gets rendered in the game view here on the right hand side. Of course, right now we're looking at camera 2, but if you were to change the far clip of this camera, far clip is where it ends, so let's make it really small, like a 1, or 2. The near clip is the side that's closest to the flare. You can move that. That will determine. No, I lied to you about that. Doesn't do shit. But the far clip determines how far out the raycast line goes. 2, 3, it's getting a little bit longer. 5. And so we arbitrarily make it to some really huge number. So that if there's anything in line of sight from where the target is all the way out there, then just tell me about it. It counts as hit. Alright. So that is a simple but complicated explanation of the raycasting line. That raycasting line, in combination with some of the logic inside of here, determines what is getting hit. So when you fire the weapon, if there's a thing in this way, we can do stuff with it. Alright? Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I will see you next time. Booyah.
I hope you found these videos useful. Want to keep watching videos like these? Hit that subscribe and like button below so I can make you more for free. Booyah!